Hello everyone and welcome back to week 10 of Comp 1 English 1510 online asynchronous course at Oakland Community College. In the week 10 overview here, I got a few things that are going to be quick housekeeping things, a couple things to review from last week, and then moving into the components due for the upcoming week. Today obviously is the week that everyone's research with summary and working thesis will be due. Today is the 27th. The other components that we have for the week, you guys already submitted your summary and outline of rhetorical analysis, and most students did. I had 14 out of the 23 students on roster in here go into the discussion board and actually post. Now, I extended this until the 1st, and I'm going to go over that in just a moment here, but so far, as I said, I have 14 students who have already done this, posted their draft, and also 12 of those 14 I think that have commented on classmates, 11 or 12. Problem here is, it's like half this class is doing everything over and above. They're doing all the work, following directions, doing things for the most part all in accordance with the directions, instructions, and examples that are given. And then the other half, it's just a piecemealing of almost doing nothing from one point to the next. Okay, so I'm going to go back over this in just a moment here. On this page, we're looking at the home screen again here for week 10. So in just brief recap here for week 10, I had left the week 9 post up. I only got access to the full thing on Turnitin on the 10th. I've gotten mostly everyone's work done. A lot of you in here have gotten the memoir final draft before it was even something posted on the summary outline or the rough draft. Again, it was out of my control, folks. This is something that I'm still trying to adjust and address all those different things. And there were a few more hiccups over the break, 2 days of a little bit of a hiccup with some of the repository things disappearing, but those should all be back on now, and I was able to finish everyone in this class. I'm almost done with all the final drafts of memoir, including any comments, audio and written on there, to address anything anyone have to do for a rewrite. And then the summary and outline of rhetorical analysis, so that you have that for with your final drafting on there. In the final drafting stage, remember, you don't have to submit that final draft of rhetorical analysis until the 6th of December, which is why I allowed for this to be reopened. I had a few students message me that you were confused by something, you missed the date as by accident and things like this. So I left that open, but students who have submitted on time, please note, it doesn't go unnoticed by me. You're doing work, and I will take great consideration into the grading process on your things when I know the students who are doing this have been on time and following the directions. The rest of you, please consider this an allowance here. That's not always the case with these. Make sure that you submit this and you review a classmates by the 1st. That's the most time I can give. So you'll have that, and then the feedback on the summary outline that I already posted for everyone, including audio for most of you guys. So make sure you've reviewed that. I want to make sure that everybody, you go through this and actually post yours to here, so yours is up for review and a classmate does. Don't forget that the draft needs to be in there as well. In the assignment files on the rhetorical analysis rough drafts, those were due on the 20th. I only got 12, no, I got 14. I think I got the same amount here as I did in posts in the discussion board for those. So this week on the overview, I'm still posting some of the final drafts of the memoir. There might be 3 or 4 students who do not post till the 29th. I'm trying to get them up all by tomorrow, the 28th. But if I don't get it up until then, you still have all the way to the end of the term to do a rewrite. I'm working to get them up as fast as I can. In the meantime, continue moving forward with the rhetorical analysis and the research paper components. So in this review here, if you didn't read that last week, make sure that you do. This week, obviously, the research paper summary with working thesis, and then also this week coming up, research paper primary points of support will be due next Monday, the 4th. I put that up as December 4th so that you guys would have the rest of the term on here, that it wouldn't be confusing that you had something due on a Monday one week and then on a Sunday the next in terms of this. The only one that's going to deviate from that here really is going to be going here to the rhetorical analysis final draft, because it'll be the Wednesday that I gave extra time in those. And then at the end of the term, the outline with abstract, that goes back to a Sunday, but only because I need that right away so I can comment on those, so you have it while you guys are actually doing the paper itself, because this paper is due at the end of the term. There's no revision of the paper itself. Okay, so here we are in week 10. So make sure you guys continue from week 8 and 9. The reading selections, research summary, and working thesis Dropbox components. These were different. These are different articles that were examples of the research topics you can pick from. The writing this week, obviously, last week you had the due date of today, the 27th, for the summary with working thesis. That was this document that was in that first Dropbox. You had to complete this. And some students did give me a works cited page with it. I know that it says something about that in the instruction box. Please note, I didn't mark anyone down for not having it with it. The week 1, you really only have to have this completed and submitted. If you did do both and you have the works cited page with this, I'll make note of that on there, and it can be the same exact one that you submit with next week. It's just the same 10 sources, okay? So, excuse me. So for this, that's that document that's due this evening by 11:30 p.m. And then upcoming research, the one that's due this week now is the primary points of support with works cited. So if you did the summary with working thesis, that was due this evening 11:30, you essentially will have the main components here of your intro paragraph, and then the primary points of support should serve as topic sentences, very clearly listed topic sentences in support of the thesis, and a works cited page. Do not forget that on this piece, I'll open that in the Dropbox in a moment, you make sure that works cited page follows onto the second page. You move that heading down. Rhetorical analysis final draft upcoming next week on the 6th. So next Monday you have the primary points of support with works cited page, and on the 6th you have the final draft of rhetorical analysis. I moved this up here about the comment about discussion board. Because of the requests from students, I left it open to the 1st. I don't need any more of the doctor's notes and everything else. I approved it for those of you that were requesting it. I got a couple of doctor's notes on these, so I did extend it for everyone, so it makes things less confusing and difficult on both ends. But this is the most I can extend the discussion board. Please don't make me regret it. Make sure that you guys get those in you and review with classmates. So then here you're going to have sorry, the 11th, I did move this to the 11th, and then memoir rewrites due by the 11th as well. So on here, you'll see this Dropbox here for outline. You'll see that changed to December 11th. Now, this week, this evening, these were the instructions from last week for the summary and working thesis. If you've not done so already, make sure you watch this overview video, read through these instructions. These were the topics you had to pick from for a research topic, and everyone had to go through student services to the library and do searching of your topic. If you picked media literacy, you would search that in general. And after you get your first search results, you'd select for full text and peer review. Everyone must refine to these two. Apply those filters, and then you can go from there for your research. All your items on your works cited page have to come from this database, and they have to be full text, peer reviewed items from this database itself. Okay, so that is item that's due November 27th by 11:30 p.m. That's the summary and working thesis. If that's completed this evening, you have, as I said, the majority of your intro paragraph content already ready to go. Next week, what is due here for the 4th, research primary points of support and the works cited page. Again, if you have your summary and working thesis from last week, that's due this evening. You already have most of your intro plus your thesis. This now would constitute the primary points of support and works cited. This would make up your topic sentences. So if you do this correctly, the summary and working thesis that's submitted this evening will be most of your intro with your working thesis. Again, remember, it's all third-person objective. And then 3 points of primary support to your thesis, right? So if you picked health outcomes of daily exercise, health benefits health and mental and physical health benefits of daily exercise. You might say one benefit of daily exercise to mental and physical health is this, another one is that, and a third one is this. Or you might have one physical, one mental, and then an additional one that covers both physical and mental, something to that effect. For the works cited page, once these are done, always make sure these topic sentences are finished first, because those, as you type, obviously are going to move this down. Once you're completed with those topic sentences, you're going to move the works cited title down to the top of the next page. Works cited title should be centered and at the very top, and any citation that gets added would be added right here, and it has to be in MLA format. So for instance, if I were to go back to my listing here of all these different items that I found through peer review, I'm just going to grab one at random and grab the citation. Here's one for us. I can click on this heading here, and if I find that I've reviewed, I go through my full text available and I read it and decide this is one I want to use. I will grab the citation function in MLA 8th edition. I'm going to do a copy and paste, or you can do copy citation to your clipboard. I would go back to this document here. I'm going to paste it in as is. Now, once it's in here, if I don't do a paste special, then what I need to do is select for Times New Roman 12-point font, so it changes the font style and setting back to what I have for my requirements in MLA. I need to make sure no additional line spacing was added. These should be 0, 0, and double here. And then on this, I have to make sure every line after my first is a hanging indent. So I'll hit Enter and Tab there, and then just Tab here. Once I'm done with that, I move my cursor down here and set it back to the right-hand side. And every one of my entries would be the same exact format. I'm just going to put this one in place again. You'd have a hanging indent at the top, every line or hanging indent after the first line for each entry. And for the most part, guys, unless there's something like a documentary, you would have a DOI listed with these. All right, guys, I look forward to seeing the remainder of the work. So far, like I said, I got a number of you really doing very well. Some of you falling behind still on these things, and now is the last-ditch effort and time for you guys to be able to catch up. All right? Let me know if you got any questions through instant messaging here at the top. Again, don't send emails, instant message here.